Wow.
Magical.
How about that, everybody? A massive thank you to our amazing singers and the Novello Orchestra. Put your hands together once again.
Thank you so much.
You. Okay, what a way to begin. Welcome to Monaco, everybody, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's Champions League draw.
Good evening as well from my side. Great to be here again. Good to see you once more. Reshman, we are ready for another special occasion, and those images we just saw there are really showing us why this is the best club competition on the planet. And after a few months off, the UEFA Champions League is back. Today, 36 teams will discover who they'll play in this season's league phase.
Absolutely, we cannot wait. And of course, every single one of those teams will be looking to emulate Paris Saint-Germain, who have now won back-to-back titles. Of course, they're going to have their eye on a hat-trick of Champions Leagues if they make it to the final at the Estadio Metropolitano in Madrid.
Well, let's see if they can do that. We'll have to wait around 9 months' time, I guess, for that. We've got a way to go before we crown another champion, of course. Today is all about plotting the initial path to the final in Madrid. The all-important draw is coming right up, but before we get to that, it's time to celebrate two very special individuals.
Absolutely right. And to help us do that, please welcome to the stage the UEFA President, Alexander Ceferin.
Welcome, President. Fantastic to see you here once again in Monaco at this special occasion. You can feel the energy in the air with the competition kicking off proper. And we're actually starting today with a brand new honor that has been introduced. Tell us about the Respect Beyond the Game Award, please.
I mean, football is much more than just the game. It's much more than scoring the goals, winning the trophies. Football is about showing children how you should behave towards the others, that fair play is one of the main things of all sports and especially football. So we wanted to create a new award that we give to the player that did something extraordinary on that field.
Great. Okay, and we have an extraordinary player. We have a very deserving winner. Do tell us, Mr. President, why you have chosen this particular player.
I mean, it was touching to see that when you win maybe the most important competition in your life, and instead of going and celebrate with your teammates, first you go and comfort the player of another team. I mean, we play football every Sunday and we don't do that.
Yeah.
You know? And if you win the Champions League and you still do that, that's a big thing.
Yeah, and we would love to have you announce officially who that is.
The player that deserved and gets this award is Marquinhos.
Unfortunately, Marquinhos can't be with us here this evening since he's preparing for PSG's forthcoming fixture in Ligue 1 tomorrow night. So here to collect this honor on behalf is the president of Paris Saint-Germain, Nasser Al-Khelaifi. Welcome.
Thank you very much for joining us, President Al-Khelaifi. Great to see you up on this stage with us. This is a very well-deserved honor for your club captain, as President Ceferin has just said. He showed his opponents so much grace in that final. I just wonder, how proud are you of your captain? Not just that gesture itself, but his entire character.
Yeah, first of all, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's an honor to be here, an honor to have on behalf of Paris Saint-Germain, our captain. He's a fantastic leader, amazing person for myself, for the club, and for football. As the president said, football is not just about winning. It's about education, it's discipline, and more important is respect. And that's what it showed. That's what we're trying to build, at least in our club. And I'm sure there's amazing clubs here in front of me and bigger clubs which they done it also before, but we're so proud of our captain, and he's an amazing captain.
Well, he is the first ever winner of this new prestigious award. Let's hear from Marquinhos because he sent us a quick video message.
Salut à tous, c'est Marquis. Je suis désolé de ne pas pouvoir participer de cette cérémonie, mais je suis très bien représenté par notre président. Merci beaucoup pour ce titre, pour ce trophée. Ça me fait vraiment plaisir. C'est quelque chose qui est très important dans le foot et comme dans la vie, le fair play. Et moi, je vais continuer d'être fair play encore cette année avec mes coéquipiers, les adversaires, les arbitres et tout le monde qui participe dans le jeu et dans le football. Ça me fait plaisir. Je suis très heureux et très honoré pour ce trophée. Et on se voit bientôt sur le terrain.
It's great to see your club captain celebrate fair play like this, right? And respect. He's been there so long. This is his 14th season now, the present one. And he must be such a great influence in the dressing room. How key was he to the culture of the club and helping you get to where you are today?
He came, when he was 18 years old. Now he's, the best captain and the best captain that won also trophies with us. And he was really, and he's still very, very important in the dressing room with the players for the club image, which is, we're so proud of him.
Fantastic.
Absolutely deserving of this award. We wish you all the best of luck this season, President Khalifi, because it's a big one for you guys. We look forward to seeing how it goes, and congratulations, of course, to Marquinhos as well. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, President Nasser Al-Khelaifi.
So, that was the first award presented this evening, and we're moving on to another, which is handed out every single year on stage here. And that is, of course, the UEFA President's Award. And when you look at the list of previous winners, it's really a list of who's who in football legends. Alfredo Di Stefano, Eusebio, Johan Cruyff, Paolo Maldini, David Beckham, Didier Drogba, just to name a few.
Yeah, it really crosses the generations, doesn't it? It's absolutely incredible. Now, this year's winner has won almost everything as a player for both club and country. We're talking the UEFA Champions League, we're talking the UEFA European Championship, the World Cup, as well as being a two-time La Liga and two-time Premier League champion as well. He is also one of a select group of players who can call himself an invincible. I think that's a pretty big clue. You may have guessed it by now, but President, do tell us who you've selected as the UEFA President's Award winner for 2026.
I selected Thierry Henry.
Welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Fantastic. Let's get another round of applause for Thierry Henry receiving this year's UEFA President's Award. And President, a word to you, of course, to tell us why you have selected Thierry as your winner this year.
I didn't know Thierry before, and I saw him as a cold-blooded striker without any emotions on the field. And then I see that from the other point of view, he's raising his voice against discrimination. He does a lot for charity. When I met you, and as much as I know about you, I know that you more than deserve this, because you're not just a fantastic player, you're a great person as well. So congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Well done.
Congratulations. Look, we're going to hear from you a little bit more in just a minute. But first of all, we want to look back at some of the highlights from what has been an incredible career. Tell you, it was not easy to condense all your career highlights. There's some incredible moments in there. It's been a wonderful career that you've had from right here in the Principality. You then moved to Italy, then England and Spain, and the United States as well. I wonder, when did you feel that you were at the peak of your powers?
First and foremost, I wanted to say thank you to the president to think about me. It's a real one I just mentioned. I received this trophy where I started. which is like a full circle moment, in all fairness. But thank you very much. And I didn't say hi to everybody, so I'm going to go into hi to everyone. I'm going to go into the question now. You know what? It's a tricky one for me to answer that question because I struggle to master one of my power, and it should be the power of everybody, is the power of the brain. And at times, your medicine can be your poison. And in the game, on and off the field, at times, that was something that I struggled to master. I'm still struggling to master it up until today. But to answer to the question, I was at my best when I was challenged, always.
And where
So
were
let
you
me
most
sleep. If you
challenged?
let me sleep, I would have gone to sleep. But if you challenge me, that's where I used to. That's where you saw the demeanor of being a tiny bit upset.
Of course, you were challenged in the UEFA Champions League throughout your career. 50 goals, 35 of them for Arsenal. I want to ask you about both finals. First in 2006, heartbreak with the Gunners, and then elation in 2009 in Rome with Barcelona. Take us back to those two finals and the memories you have from them.
Bad. First, pain. Pain. I was at home, suburb of Paris. I didn't grow up far from the stadium. Very difficult. We had a great run. Young team at the time. I don't know if you guys will remember, but we had a lot of players injured that season, and it was a tough one. So it's always something that's going to haunt me because I'm an Arsenal fan. So I couldn't deliver it for the team that I support. I realized that I was an Arsenal fan when I left Arsenal. So it's still here. I always be here. And then you go back to what life is. You battle. You never give up, and you come back and try better. And that's what happened in 2009. When we went to win everything that season and the season after, when being able to win 6 trophies. So it's almost a story of life. You fail, you get up, you use that step to make sure that you can climb the mountain again and reach the peak.
Well, look, your beloved Arsenal were in the final last year, of course. Last season, you came, I'll say you, because it's your club, as you say, so close to almost winning it, just a couple of penalty kicks away. But when you look at the trajectory of Arsenal over the last few years, yes, they've won the Premier League, but in Europe, quarterfinalists, semi-finalists, finalists. I mean, you talk about climbing the mountain as well. Is there a magic formula that will help them to climb the mountain and get to the next step next time?
So you said 3 years ago, quarters. 2 years ago, semis. Last year, final. So you just have to wait for next season. That's all they need to do now. Joking aside, what you need to do, and I'm not here to, tell Mikel what he has to do or anyone at the club, but we didn't enjoy keeping the core of the Invincibles. If you keep that core, understand what pain is, and add what you need to add in order to go to the next step, then you will achieve what haven't been done for Arsenal Football Club. So that's all I wish for the club, and try to see what pieces is missing to be able to make that step. But Paris Saint-Germain is an annoying team at the moment. They're annoying everybody. They work for it. They went through pain also, and understanding what it takes to win. But if you keep a good core, cohesion is very important. Balance of the team also. I see people always talking about names and players and individuality. I think for me, what was the most important thing is the club, the team, how you're going to play. If someone has a clear idea of how the team should play, and nowadays also is very important, 11 players needs to run. If you don't do that, you don't win anything.
Thierry, congratulations again for this award. You're obviously going to stay here with us a little bit longer on stage. You have some work to do. You're doing the draw. So glad to have you here. The countdown is on. UEFA President, thank you so much for being here with us again this evening. And see you soon.
We'll give it back, just so you know.
I hope so.
Yeah.
You don't touch any trophies, as you already know. She's a Spurs fan.
How could you do this to me on stage again?
Oh, it's just normal. It's just the banter that we have.
It's the banter. Okay, this is where we're at. Okay, we're going to need your help, by the way, because you're here. You're going to have to be nice. We're going to be starting the draw shortly. However, joining Thierry on stage, we do have one stellar name here to help. And he is very similar to Thierry because he is a serial winner as well. Again, the UEFA Champions League, also with FC Barcelona. Again, the UEFA European Championships, the FIFA World Cup, and multiple La Liga titles as well. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the incredible David Villa.
Bienvenido, David.
Hola.
You can take center stage here. That would have been quite a striking partnership, huh?
That's for sure.
Not
No one
bad.
would have stayed in the middle, though.
Not bad at all. Let's take us back to your Champions League final with Barcelona in 2011 at Wembley for Barcelona against Manchester United. Unforgettable occasion. It was such a great season. What made that Barça team so special?
Good afternoon, everyone. 2011 was an amazing year for me, for the club also. I think we have great generation. You know, many of players play in the last, in the year before in the national team, world champions. We were the world champions in that time, plus Messi in that time. So we have a great team. We beat many good teams during the season in different competitions. And after we arrived to the final, that we dreamed to win in Wembley, and against a great team like Manchester United, you can do it. But, you know, great generation, good players, good people, and we did very well in this year.
It was incredible watching that team, and it was an incredible final. You scored in it. What a goal, by the way. I'd love watching that one back. I bet you do as well. And I wonder, you know, the reaction as well, yourself, Messi, on your knees because of everything that it meant. I just wonder where it ranks amongst the many hundreds of goals that you've scored.
Yeah, it can be the first. Seriously, it can be the first.
Amazing.
You know, final of the Champions League. You know, I have lucky to have great teammates that make me score many goals. But final of the Champions League in Wembley against Manchester United, the goal allowed the team to win the Champions League. It can be the first. Yeah, it can be the first. One of the best, of course, that I ever scored. Yeah.
Iconic is the word, isn't it?
For sure, unforgettable. And I also want to ask you about Atletico de Madrid, because you represented them in the UEFA Champions League as well, made the final in 2014, and you actually work with the club now, member of the board of directors. So considering that your stadium, the Metropolitano, is hosting the final this season, what does that mean for you? What does that mean for the club?
As a club, we are very happy and very proud to host again the final of the Champions League Metropolitano. I think it's a great year for the club, a great year for everyone. And I think Atletico Madrid supporters and also the people that are working in Atletico Madrid, we believe that this year is the right year in our stadium to arrive to the final, and why not to win the Champions League for the first time. We are very, very happy to host, very proud, and we believe that can be the Atletico Madrid year.
Have you told Diego that?
Yeah, we discussed a few times. Yeah.
No pressure.
No pressure, no pressure.
Okay.
Amazing. Well, look, anything can happen, and we're going to find out sort of the first stage of Atleti's path, because we are ready for the all-important draw, and you guys have a really important job because you're going to be helping us. 36 teams, millions of fans around the world relying on both of you. Feel the pressure? No, he doesn't. He's relaxed. Let's do it, guys. Follow me. Let's take our positions behind the desk. Thierry, I believe. David, you're here. Yeah, wonderful.
All right. We have two of the two greatest players of all time in place right here. We have our four pots as well on the desk. We have representatives from the 36 teams, of course, taking place in the hall as well.
There is just one person missing from the proceedings, however. We really need him, don't we?
We really do.
Yeah, he's the one who's going to guide us through. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage the UEFA Deputy General Secretary, Giorgio Marchetti.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's always a great pleasure to see you in this hall as we raise the curtain on another exciting season of the UEFA Champions League. As you remember, last season we witnessed a record 487 goals flying in during the league phase that constantly twisted one way and then immediately the other. And when the last of those goals is scored in the 98th minute of matchday 8 by a goalkeeper, and that goal sends his team into the knockout rounds, then we must admit we truly have something special. We cannot miss, of course, this opportunity to congratulate Paris Saint-Germain on their eventual and special success, as it is only the second time in the UEFA Champions League era that a team managed to retain for a successive season the beautiful trophy shining in this hall. But before hailing a new serial winner in the same season, we admired Karabakh advancing from the league phase, and indeed Bodo Glimt going even a step further and reaching the last 16. In this competition, the Giants are never offered a walk in the park, and dangerous outsiders always emerge to confirm that the wall separating dreams from reality is thinner than we believe. Of course, we don't know what surprises this season has in store for us, but maybe they will come from Como, or Lask, or Saba, or Viking, which all embark on their first ever adventure in the UEFA Champions League. Reaching this stage is, of course, a tremendous achievement, so very warm welcome to them, and good luck to everybody involved as we set out on the road to Madrid. And as usual, before we begin, we now have a short video that will explain to you how this evening's draw will work out.
The 36 teams that have qualified for the league phase are divided into 4 pots. Pot 1 features the UEFA Champions League title holders, plus the top 8 qualified teams in the UEFA Club coefficient ranking. Pot 2 comprises the next 9 qualified teams in the ranking, and so on for pots 3 and 4. The draw will determine the 8 opponents for each team that they will face during the league phase. To assign these teams' opponents, a computer software will be triggered to select at random 2 eligible teams from each pot. It will take into account the following conditions before selecting the opponents. Teams from the same national association cannot be drawn against each other. Teams can face a maximum of 2 opponents from any one other national association. Furthermore, the UEFA Club Competitions Committee has decided that any individual fixture between 2 teams may not be repeated with the same home team for 3 consecutive seasons. Starting with pot 1, a ball is manually drawn at random and open to display the team. At which point, an automated software randomly draws 8 opponents for this team, 2 from each pot, including for each opponent whether they are played at home or away. The software randomly draws opponents from each pot from amongst all the valid options, while ensuring that the draw can be continued till the end. Once a valid allocation has been drawn by the software, the opponents, and which matches are played at home or away, will be revealed. The process is repeated until all 9 teams from pot 1 have been drawn and assigned their 8 opponents. Any opponent that has already been drawn does not need to be revealed and will be directly displayed in the opponent overview. Once all 9 pot 1 teams have been drawn, pot 2 will follow with a ball again manually drawn at random. As all opponents of pot 1 have already been designated, the software moves immediately to draw 2 opponents at random from each of pots 2 to 4, again allocating which matches are played at home and which are played away. Pot 3 and pot 4 will be completed as per the same procedure as previous pots, with only opponents from the relevant remaining pots to be drawn each time. It is important to note that the display of ties is shown by pot and does not represent the order of the matches of each team. The match calendar with the dates and kick-off times of the matches will be released at the latest on Saturday.
We hope all of that is clear. It's time to kick off the draw for the UEFA Champions League. Good luck to everyone involved. Let's start with a look at the teams in pot 1.
That's a way to get you in the zone, isn't it? Okay, so our teams in pot 1 include last season's winners, Paris Saint-Germain, their opponents in the final, Arsenal, and the most successful club in Champions League history, Real Madrid.
Indeed. So, if you're wondering, this is how it's going to work on stage. Thierry over there is going to be drawing the teams, and David will be pressing the button that reveals those teams' opponents. So here we go. Let's begin the draw for this season's UEFA Champions League, Giorgio.
Yes, Pedro, thank you very much. And of course, everybody is impatient. I can only ask our President's Award and football legend, Thierry, to start the draw by shuffling the balls of pot 1 with the 9 great names. And one after the other, they will know their fate in the 26-27 league phase of the UEFA Champions League. So, very first name of the season.
Real Madrid.
And we start, of course, with Real Madrid, with a record 57th time present in this competition, this league phase, and for the 30th successive season. So, what can we say about Real Madrid? David, you press the button, please, and we will see which 8 opponents will have to face Los Blancos in this season.
Okay, the draw is done, so let's take a look. This is who the 15-time champions will face. From pot 1, it's a home tie against Inter. They travel to Arsenal. As well, from pot 2, they host PSV Eindhoven, and they're away against AS Roma. From pot 3, they're at home at the Bernabeu against RB Leipzig, and they take on Shakhtar Donetsk away. And in pot 4, it's Real Madrid against newcomers LASK, and they're at home against AEK Athens.
Not bad as a starter, so we can continue now after Real Madrid. The record winners with 15 titles. We are ready to disclose the next name and, of course, more importantly, their 8 opponents.
Manchester City.
And the next team is Manchester City. For the first time after many years, we will not see Pep Guardiola on the bench. Good luck to Enzo Maresca, who will taking over with this club, which is for the 16th successive time in the UEFA Champions League group or league phase, more than any other English teams. Ready? David, you will show the opponents, reveal the opponents of Manchester City.
Let's reveal those opponents. Here's the lineup for Manchester City. It's a home match with Paris Saint-Germain, the defending champions, and they're away at FC Barcelona. Wow. In pot 2, it's a home match with Sporting from Portugal and Porto as well. So 2 Portuguese rivals for them in pot 2. In pot 3, a home match with Napoli and an away tie with Leipzig. And last but not least, in pot 4, we've got a home match with AEK and a trip to Lens. Quite a path for City.
Not bad for sure. Thierry, let's go ahead. After these first 2 teams, Real Madrid and Manchester City, we are ready to discover another name and, more importantly, the 8 opponents facing this other club.
Inter Milan.
And this is Internazionale Milano, who won for the first time after the magic season of 2009-2010, the double in Italy. In 2010, of course, they added the Champions League title. So what will we have for Inter Milan? We know already one team, which is Real Madrid, away. And David, please press the button for the other 7 opponents of Inter.
Yes, okay, these are the other 7 opponents. We already know they're facing Jose Mourinho's side, of course, a reunion of sorts there. They also will play Liverpool FC at home. From pot 2, it's a home tie against Club Brugge, and they're away against Borussia Dortmund. From pot 3, Shakhtar Donetsk, they will play at home, and they travel to the Netherlands to take on Feyenoord. From pot 4, it's Stuttgart and Slovan Bratislava away.
Perfect. So again, Inter Liverpool as we had last year. And we continue with another name, please, Thierry. After Real Madrid, Manchester City, Internazionale Milano, we ready to find out who's taking on
FC Barcelona.
FC Barcelona. who won their 29th title in Spain last year for the 23rd successive time in the UEFA Champions League group stage. What do we have in stock for Barcelona? Please, David, go. After Manchester City, of course.
All right, for Barca, besides City, it's PSG in pot 1. And then they've got Aston Villa at home and Sporting away in pot 2. In pot 3, it's a home tie with Feyenoord, the 1970 winners, of course, and Galatasaray in Istanbul. Finally, a home match with the debutants Como, so against Cesc Fabregas' side. I think he'll be reviewing quite a few friends there. And an away match at Sabah in Azerbaijan.
Another debutant, so 2 debutants
Indeed.
for FC Barcelona. So after Barcelona, we are ready and eager to see who else is coming up and, of course, what is their strike of matches.
Atlético de Madrid.
That's Atletico de Madrid. Atletico de Madrid 3 times finalists and winners of 7 UEFA competitions, 3 times the UEFA Cup, 3 times the Super Cup, and also once the Cup Winners' Cup. We are ready to discover which 8 opponents Atletico will have to face. David, please. I think it will be very interesting to see who comes up against
David,
Atletico.
what have you done? Joke. Let's take a look. This is who Atleti are playing then. From pot 1, a home tie against Bayern Munich, a trip to Liverpool. From pot 2, Manchester United, who returned to the competition, of course, and also PSV Eindhoven away. From pot 3, Fenerbahce, and the surprise package from last season, Bodo Glimt. And from pot 4, the newcomers Viking from Norway and Stuttgart away. David, you've already told us how hungry this side are to finally get their hands on that beautiful trophy. Talk me through this lineup.
Yeah, difficult. But in this competition, it's always difficult. Every team wants to win and win every game. But we are ready. We are ready and we believe in us. Yeah.
That's how you have to be. Great.
If you want to be the best, you have to beat the best, right?
Of course.
There you go. Giorgio.
Great games. Let's go ahead, Thierry, please. We draw another name. Ready for left in this pot 1.
Paris Saint-Germain.
And here we go with the title holders of Paris Saint-Germain. 45 goals last season in the UEFA Champions League. So a great performance, of course, for the 2 times winners of the last 2 editions. And we're ready. We will reveal the opponents of Paris Saint-Germain after Barcelona and Man City.
So the puzzle is complete. AS Roma at home, Aston Villa away in pot 2. In pot 3, it's a home match with Galatasaray and a trip to Spain to take on Villarreal. In pot 4, it's Slovan Bratislava at home and Como away. That is the path for PSG.
Good. Approaching the end of pot 1. Thierry, please shuffle and draw the next name. 3 clubs are left to be drawn.
Liverpool.
And here we go, it's Liverpool FC, the English club with the most titles in this competition, 6 titles for Liverpool. We are ready, they know already 2 of their opponents, Atletico and Inter, and we go with your touch. Thank you.
Yeah, for Liverpool, 2 huge opponents, of course, from pot 1, as expected. From pot 2 as well, it continues. A home tie against FC Porto and a trip away to Belgium to take on Bruges. From pot 3, they're at home to Villarreal and away to Fenerbahce. And from pot 4, they host Lens and they travel to Austria to take on the newcomers Lask.
Perfect. So only 2 teams are left to complete pot 1. We have to draw them. 2 great names are ready to learn their fate. 1 opponent has already been allocated to each of them.
The Arsenal.
Arsenal FC, a team close to Thierry's heart, of course. the English champion for the first time after 2003-2004. So what do we have in stock for Arsenal? Let's go and see.
All right, so this is the lineup for Arsenal, Thierry. We've got Real Madrid, we've got Bayern Munich away in pot 2. It's a home tie with Borussia Dortmund and a trip to Spain to take on Real Betis. It's Lille at home and Napoli away in pot 3. And Saba, the newcomers, at home, and Slavia Praha away for the Gunners. Reaction, please.
Well, you need to ask Mikel. Where is Mikel? No, look, it is what it is. As you said, the start looks strong, in all fairness. But hopefully we can do it. Let's see.
All right.
I'll try to speak to Mikel.
They were stellar in the league phase last season, so standards are high.
Good. Only one is left. Of course, we know who's missing, and we will see the name appear in a second.
Bayern München.
That's FC Bayern München, of course, who won the 14th time the German double last season. 184 goals scored in total in the season for Bayern, a goal machine. No doubt, we are ready. They know already Arsenal and Atletico, and let's go. Let's see.
Yeah, semi-finalists, of course, last season, and we all remember those 2 legs of that semi-final. Let's see who they face this time around. We know pot 1, pot 2, they're at home to Real Betis and away to Manchester United, so they'll be travel to Old Trafford. That is a rematch of that famous 1999 final, so that should be absolutely electric. From pot 3, they're at home against Bodo Glimt, and they travel to France to take on Lille. And from pot 4, it's a home tie against Slavia Praha and a trip to Norway to take on Viking.
Wow.
I know. So that is pot 1 done. The first teams have been drawn, and there are already some incredible matches to look forward to, as we expected. The current holders, PSG, taking on Barcelona. So these 2 guys will be watching that one. That's also the most successful team in Champions League history, Real Madrid, facing the 3-time winners Inter and the 6-time champions Bayern Munich, facing last year's finalists Arsenal, which is always an interesting tie. So just a reminder to everybody watching that this grid shows you all the fixtures, but not necessarily the order of the fixtures. The full calendar will be released on Saturday.
Absolutely right. So let's move on to pot 2. More excitement ahead. 9 more teams are about to discover their footballing fate. Some outstanding teams in pot 2, as you would expect, including the former winners of the UEFA Champions League. We've got 5 of them there. One of them is, of course, Aston Villa, who are the reigning Europa League champions. They're all desperate to know who they will be playing, so let's get on with it. Giorgio, over to you.
Yes, and I hand over easily to Thierry again to shuffle the balls, also in this pot number 2. Because everybody is, of course, impatient to discover more of these incredible matches.
Club Brugge.
So the first team drawn in this second pot is Bruges. And Bruges, of course, were finalists in 1978 and the Belgian champions for the 20th time last season. So we are ready. We can allocate 6 opponents after Liverpool and Inter to Club Bruges. Please.
Yeah, as you say, 2 opponents already known. The remaining opponents are Aston Villa, the Europa League champions. They take on Club Bruges away, and Bruges also host travel to PSV Eindhoven. From pot 3, they are at home to Bodo Glimt, and they travel to Napoli. And from pot 4, it's Bruges against Lens, and a trip to Germany to take on Stuttgart.
And that's all for Club Bruges. We can shuffle and disclose the next club drawn, waiting for 6 opponents.
Borussia Dortmund.
And the club is Borussia Dortmund, winners of 1997, and the team which has the best defense in the German Bundesliga with 34 goals conceded last season. Let's go with Borussia Dortmund. After Inter and Arsenal, who else?
We've got 6 opponents to reveal. It's Real Betis at home, Aston Villa away in pot 2. In pot 3, a home match with Villarreal and an away tie in the Arctic Circle against Bodo Glimt. In pot 4, they're at home with AEK Athens and away to Saba FC.
So that's it. Also for Borussia Dortmund, Thierry, kindly ask you to shuffle these balls and show us the name of the next club drawn. Will have to be allocated opponent.
FC Porto.
And that's FC Porto, the champions of Portugal. So Portugal has been champions for the 31st time last season, and Portugal, of course. We are ready. Let's show the remaining opponents after Man City and Liverpool.
Yes, 2 opponents already known, so these are the rest of them. From pot 2, it is PSV Eindhoven at home and Real Betis away, so a trip to Andalusia in that one. From pot 3, Porto will face Napoli and travel to the Netherlands to take on Feyenoord. And from pot 4, it's a home tie against Slavia Praha and an away fixture against Lask.
Good. So after Porto, who comes next? You will tell us, Thierry.
Aston Villa.
And that's the time of Aston Villa. So Aston Villa, the winners of the Europa League last year, first trophy since 1995-96 for the club when they won the English League Cup. We will have to face Aston Villa. 4 teams are already known. David, you're now showing the remaining teams, the remaining opponents.
Yep, so this is the quartet remaining. It's Fenerbahce at home and Galatasaray away, so 2 Turkish sides in pot 3. And then in pot 4, a home match with the debutants Viking of Norway, and they'll be traveling to Prague to take on Slavia there.
Perfect. So we've allocated 8 opponents also to Aston Villa, to the Villains, and we're ready. There are another 5 teams left in pot number 2.
Real Betis Ballonpied.
And this time it is Real Betis from Sevilla. So 2 times in the league phase or group stage of this competition, and the finalists of the UEFA Champions League in 2025. Let's go ahead with the draw for Real Betis.
Okay, the final 4 for Real Betis then. From pot 3, they're at home against Feyenoord and away to Lille. And from pot 4, they're at home against Como as well. And they travel to Slovan Bratislava.
Okay, that's it for Real Betis. We can go ahead. We have another 4 names which are waiting to discover their opponents in this competition.
AS Roma.
That's AS Roma, coached by Coach Gasperini. AS Roma The last participation in this group stage or league phase was in 2018-19 for Roma. Roma, they know already they will play Real Madrid and Paris Saint-Germain, and who else?
Now we also know they'll be hosting Sporting, and they'll be traveling to Old Trafford to take on Manchester United in pot 2. In pot 3, it's a home tie with Lille and a trip to Istanbul to take on Fenerbahce, who of course qualified last night. It's Slovan at home and Ajax away in pot 4. Giorgio.
Perfect. So also Roma now is known. We have only 3 teams left in this pot number 2.
Manchester United.
And we start with the Red Devils, Manchester United, 3 times winners. And in match day 1, they will cross the line of the 300 matches played in this competition. It's the first English club doing it. So what will happen to Manchester United in this league phase after Bayern Munich, Atletico and Roma?
3-time champions, 3 opponents already known, and their 300th game to come. And these are the teams that they will face in the league phase. So they are away to Sporting Club de Portugal from pot 3. They're at home against Leipzig, and they travel to Villarreal. From pot 4, it's a tie against the newcomers Saba and another debutante in Como.
Yes, that's it. Of course, 2 debutants also for Manchester United. Only 2 left. Let's go with the first one of the 2.
Sporting Club de Portugal.
Sporting Club de Portugal, 120th anniversary this year for the club. So what we know for Sporting, that they will face Barcelona, Man City, Man United and Roma, and the other 4 clubs coming out now.
Yeah, so the path is now complete for the Lions of Lisbon. They've got Galatasaray at home from pot 3, and an away tie against Shakhtar Donetsk. Then in pot 4, it's a hosting match against Lask, the newcomers, and they'll be traveling to France to take on Lens.
Exactly. Only 1 left. Thierry, thank you very much. We know who they are. We need to know who they will face.
PSV Eindhoven.
That's of course PSV Eindhoven, the champions of the Netherlands and the Dutch champions, of course, for the 3rd successive season this year. So after Atletico, Real Madrid, Bruges and Porto, who else?
Okay, their path in the league phase is now complete. Then PSV Eindhoven, as we know, the 4 opponents. The remaining are from pot 3, Shakhtar Donetsk at home and a trip to Germany to take on RB Leipzig. And they'll also face Stuttgart in the Netherlands, and they travel to take on Viking, the newcomers.
Indeed, so we've got 2 pots done, 2 pots to go. We now know that 18 teams have their opponents out of the 36, of course. How about highlighting some of those matches? We've got FC Porto, the 2-time winners, taking on the 88 champions PSV Eindhoven, Borussia Dortmund against Real Betis, and Club Brugge versus Aston Villa.
Exactly. Very exciting, but still, as you say, 18 teams left to find out their fate. Let's now move on to pot 3 then, which includes teams from France, Italy and Ukraine. Okay, then more European giants amongst the teams in pot 3, including one of last season's real surprise stories of the Champions League. We all really enjoyed, didn't we, watching Bodo Glimt. There's also Galatasaray of Turkey, as well as the 1970 European champions Feyenoord.
Yeah, well, you may have noticed we've had a little bit of a tactical shift on stage. We've got David over there on the end now selecting the teams from the pot, and we've got Thierry pressing the Champions League ball and the button to reveal the opponents.
Of course, we know that at half-time you swap the field. So we swapped our two legends. Let's see if David is as good as Thierry in drawing our teams. One after the other, please shuffle first. First team of pot number 3.
FC Shakhtar Donetsk.
And this is the Ukrainian champion of Shakhtar Donetsk. So the winners of the UEFA Cup in 2009, the most participations of over any other Ukrainian team in this group stage or league phase of this competition. So who are the opponents of Shakhtar? We know Real Madrid, we know Inter, Sporting Clube de Portugal, PSV Eindhoven, and Thierry, please, let's go.
So the final opponents for Shakhtar then, a home tie against Fenerbahce, and they're away against RB Leipzig from pot 3. From pot 4, it's AEK Athens in a trip to take on Slovan Bratislava.
And that's it for the Ukrainian champions. Let's go ahead with another team. Let's see who comes next.
Villarreal Club de Fútbol.
So we are back to Spain with the Yellow Submarine of Villarreal, Europa League champions in 2021, and for the successive Europa League phase for the first time. For this club, we're ready. Villarreal know 4 of their opponents: Paris Saint-Germain, Liverpool, Manchester United, and Borussia Dortmund. Please.
Let's find those final pieces of the puzzle for the Spanish outfit. It's Napoli at home and Fenerbahce away from pot 3. And in pot 4, a home tie with Saba of Azerbaijan and a trip to Czechia to take on Slavia Praha.
Exactly. So we know also the full lineup for Villarreal. We can obviously now proceed and see which other team is now drawn in pot 3.
FK Bodo Glimt.
Bodo Glimt, the outsiders, and great performance of last season, reaching the round of 16 in the competition, and the cup winners in Norway for the first time since 1993. Who do we allocate to Bodo Glimt after Atletico, Bayern, Borussia Dortmund, and Bruges?
Well, we have the answer. From pot 3, they'll host Lille. They travel to Italy as well. And from pot 4, it's Bodo Glimt against Lask. And they also take on Lens away.
Lens away, of course. That's it for Bodo Glimt. Let's go ahead. Another one.
RB Leipzig.
This is Leipzig. This time Leipzig, semi-finalists in 2020. It was the special, let's say, COVID edition, played as a tournament in Portugal, and now back in the competition again, trying to reach as far as possible again. Ready? We allocate 3 opponents, as 5 are already known.
That's correct, Giorgio. The trio is Feyenoord, Lens, and Como. Those are the final 3 opponents for Leipzig of Germany.
Exactly. So we know the 8 opponents also for Leipzig, and we're ready to proceed further in this pot 3.
Fenerbahce.
Moving now to Turkey with Fenerbahce FK. We'll celebrate the 120th anniversary in 2027. And back to the group phase, league phase now, after a long period of time, I would say, it was the season 2008 and 2009. We are ready to allocate 2 opponents, as 6 have already been drawn, with Liverpool, Atletico, Roma, Aston Villa, Villarreal and Shakhtar. And we need to allocate 2 opponents from pot number 4.
Yeah, Giorgio, they made it through last night, didn't they? And 2 more opponents for them, as you mentioned. They will be at home against Slavia Praha, and they also travel to take on Lask, the debutants.
Exactly. Who comes after Fenerbahce? David, please draw the next ball.
Feyenoord.
And we are back to the Netherlands with the winners of the 1970 edition of this competition, the Feyenoord, which is also the first Dutch club having won this fantastic trophy. Feyenoord know already that they will play Inter, Barcelona, Porto, Real Betis and Leipzig. Thierry, we are now revealing the remaining 3 clubs.
That's correct, and that hat-trick is Galatasaray from pot 3, and then Como and Viking, 2 newcomers from pot 4.
To complete the Feyenoord lineup. That's it. We have another 3 from 3 different countries.
Galatasaray.
That's Galatasaray, the champions of Turkey, with their record at 26th time. Who do we allocate to Galatasaray? They know already they will play Barcelona, Paris Saint-Germain, Aston Villa, Sporting and Feyenoord.
Yeah, so completing the picture then for Galatasaray, they are travelling to France to take on Lille from pot 4. They're up against Stuttgart at home, and they travel to Greece to take on AEK Athens.
Perfect. This is also the lineup for Galatasaray. We have 2 more left. Both needs to know 2 opponents.
Napoli.
And the first one is Napoli, turning 100 years from their foundation this year. They have just celebrated. Congratulations to Napoli. Of course, we are ready. Who comes after Arsenal, Manchester City, Bruges, Porto, Bodo Glimt and Villarreal for the Blues of Napoli?
And that remaining duo is Viking of Norway and Saba of Azerbaijan.
So both Norwegian opponents for Napoli, after Bodo Glimt, of course. So only one is left. Let's go and see their name.
Lille.
Lille, LOSC Lille, coached by the new generation of the Ancelotti dynasty. So Lille know also 6 of their opponents: Bayern, Arsenal, Real Betis, Roma, Galatasaray and Bodo Glimt. Only 2 from pot 4 to be revealed.
Yeah, and Lille's final 2 opponents then are Slovan Bratislava and Stuttgart away. Okay, well, I would say that the caliber of fixtures in this season's tournament is higher than ever. It always is, and it's always fascinating, isn't it? We're really looking forward to this league phase. Some matches to point out for you. Villarreal at home to Napoli should be a fiery one. Bodo Glimt taking on Lille. Shakhtar against Fenerbahce as well, with a star-studded lineup too.
We're not done yet, though. We've got one final pot to go. This one includes 4 Champions League debutants, as well as teams from France, Germany and Greece. Those are the teams in this pot. We've talked about it throughout the show, but we do have debutants. We'll give them their due. It's Como of Italy, Lask of Austria, Viking of Norway, and Saba of Azerbaijan. A historic moment for them all, no doubt about that. Let's not keep them waiting any longer. Let's reveal the final fixtures for this season's league phase. Giorgio, one last time, over to you.
Yes, Pedro, thank you very much. Indeed, 4 great stories of European football. Let's see who their opponents will be. And David, may I ask you to shuffle for the last time a pot, which is pot number 4. And we start delivering the final of fixtures of these 144 great matches.
Lens.
We start with RC Lens winning the first Coupe de France title last season. So Lens have been allocated already Man City, Liverpool, Sporting, Bruges, Bodo Glimt and Leipzig. Thierry, please, let's reveal the last 2.
Yeah, the final 2 teams then for Lens is a home tie against Como and a trip to Czechia to take on Slavia Praha.
That's it. This is RC Lens. Let's go.
Slavia Praga.
This is Slavia Praga, the champions of the Czech Republic, making for the first time in their history a successive UEFA Champions League phase. For Slavia Praga, we know already 7 opponents after Arsenal, Bayern, Aston Villa, Porto, Villarreal, Fenerbahce. Lens has already been paired with them, so only one needs to be revealed with this touch.
And that one team remaining to complete this puzzle is Saba. We've got the lineup.
So Slavia Praga away to Saba of Azerbaijan. Let's go with the next one.
Saba.
And here Saba, we go with Saba, one of this wonderful story club founded only 9 years ago and now making this incredible debut in the league phase of the UEFA Champions League. What we know for Saba is 7 names: Barcelona, Arsenal, Borussia Dortmund, Manchester United, Napoli, Villarreal, and Slavia Praha. Only one.
And there we have it, picture complete. The one remaining opponent is Viking of Norway.
Yes, for the opposite side of our geography is Viking taking on Saba. And now what expects us in this bowl?
Stuttgart.
VfB Stuttgart is the second time in the league phase of the Champions League in the last 3 seasons. And for Stuttgart, we know 6 names, which are Atletico de Madrid, Inter, Bruges, PSV, Lille, and Galatasaray.
Yes, 6 known already, 2 more to come. They are Viking at home and Slovan Bratislava away.
And this is also the strike of Stuttgart. Let's go, please, David.
Como 1907.
Como, another fairy tale, less than a decade ago playing in an amateur division in Italy and now in the UEFA Champions League with the fewest goals conceded in the Serie A last season. So we are ready. Como know already they will play Paris Saint-Germain, Barcelona, Manchester United, Real Betis, Leipzig, Feyenoord and Lens. Only one team from pot 4 to be revealed for Como.
And the final team that they are playing is AEK Athens from pot 4. And David, I have to ask you about Como because Cesc Fabregas is in charge, someone you know so well. You've shared lifelong memories with him for club and country. He's had this incredible impact on this club. Does it surprise you when you know this man so intimately, you know all the unique qualities that he has? Does it surprise you how well he has done with them?
Yes, he's a big friend of mine. I hope he's happy with the with the draw. I think when you are a teammate of a player like Cesc, you know that one day will be a coach. With the way that he plays in the midfielder, the touches, the tactics that he has, you know that he's playing football, thinking about in the next step as a coach. I'm very happy for him because he's a big friend of mine, and I hope he has all success.
We hope so too. I mean, it's a great path, isn't it, for Como here. Very exciting times for Cesc and his team. Giorgio.
Yes, let's go, and I hand over immediately to David again. Only 4 teams are left in this pot, and we are very close to knowing everything about this edition of the UEFA Champions League phase. LASK, another of the 4 debutants, say winning the double in Austria last season after more than 60 years. Major titles for LASK Linz. So LASK been drawn already against Liverpool, Real Madrid, Porto, Sporting, Fenerbahce, and Bodo Glimt.
That final duo for LASK is Slovan Bratislava, and it's an away tie against AEK in Athens.
Yes, and this draw has practically completed the table, but we have to see the remaining names left in the pot, one after the other. There are 3 teams. Viking, the Norwegian champions, also debutants for the 2nd time in a row. Norway as a debutant in the UEFA Champions League. So Viking, we don't need to push the button because their lineup of opponents is Bayern, Atletico, PSV Eindhoven, Aston Villa, Feyenoord, Napoli, Saba, and Stuttgart. So we're ready for the second last.
AEK de Atenas.
AEK Athens, the Greek champions, winning the 14th Greek title last season. So for AEK Athens, we will see this season Real Madrid, Man City, Roma, Borussia Dortmund, Galatasaray, Shakhtar Donetsk, LASK, and Como. And only one is left. David, please, to be formally correct, we need to open all the balls and see the last name.
Slovan Bratislava.
Slovan Bratislava, coached by a legend, Yaya Touré. Slovan Bratislava has qualified through the playoffs to be here in this league phase, and they will face Inter, Paris Saint-Germain, Real Betis, Roma, Shakhtar Donetsk, Lille, Stuttgart, and LASK.
Exciting stuff. We have to let the dust settle now after the draw. It is now complete, and those final fixtures include 2 debutants, Viking taking on Saba, and AEK Athens will play a LASK as well. Just a quick highlight from that part.
Yeah, absolutely. It's going to be a fantastic tournament. We can absolutely promise you that, as it is every single year. So many standout matches to look forward to. We're all very excited indeed. But a reminder, of course, that the grid shows you all the fixtures, but not necessarily the order, because the full calendar will be released on Saturday. There will be a countdown online, so make sure you check that out. Okay, it's been another successful UEFA Champions League draw. Thank you so much for joining us, Thierry and David. Great skills for both of you. Giorgio, as always, thank you for conducting the proceedings.
Indeed, well done, gentlemen. That'll do it from us here in Monaco. The UEFA Champions League gets underway on Tuesday, the 8th of September, with the final scheduled for the 5th of June in Madrid, of course. We wish all of the 36 teams participating the very best of luck.
Yes, we absolutely cannot wait for it all to get started. So from everyone here at the desk and from Pedro and myself and to all the millions watching all over the world, thank you so much for joining us today. Enjoy your season ahead, and good night from now.
Good night.